Here again with another Walking Dead Dead City episode review video, as I was able to watch the episode early on the Amazon Prime AMC channel. Before I get into all that though, pretty important, if you aren't caught up to the point where I am at rewatching or watching The Walking Dead Dead City, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention, as well as put in the description if that happens to be the case you're not caught up. It would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. I love The Walking Dead. I've reviewed every single episode of The Walking Dead on this channel. Of course, I've reviewed every episode of Dead City. I will be reviewing every episode of the Daryl Dixon Show, as well as the Rick and Michonne Show. Not Fear the Walking Dead or Walking Dead World Beyond or Tales from the Walking Dead, at least at the moment. But that could change. But if you want to see some interesting Walking Dead videos, I'll put some right here, 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 and here for you to check out at the end of the video with about 20 seconds left. And of course, you can check out my Walking Dead playlists on my channel. But this will be The Walking Dead Dead City, Season 1, Episode 5. The title of this episode is called Stories We Tell Ourselves. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. The adventure in the sewer begins, and Amaya blames herself for their current situation as she says she must have missed something. And Pearlie Armstrong has a gun on Negan, directing him at gunpoint. He tells Pearlie, Negan does, that the magistrators nearly killed his wife, and Pearlie Armstrong would have done the same thing if he would have saw what she looked like after that. Maggie tells Ginny that she doesn't know what the monster that Negan is. Stick around long enough and you will. Negan asks Pearlie Armstrong where they're going, or is it a big surprise? And Pearlie Armstrong says the pier, and Negan says, like I said, the boats are sunk. Doesn't that seem like a few assholes short of a dingleberry? He says they'll use the dock, and the dock can float if they get it loose. Pearlie Armstrong says he used to work for the state on that dock, and Negan tells him he used to work as a gym teacher. Lots of walkers are following Negan and Pearlie Armstrong. They eventually get inside a building, and then they find a bunch of doll parts not put together. So somebody's gone a little bit cuckoo, or was cuckoo before all this stuff started. Tommaso and Amaya find oxygen tanks with masks, and then Maggie suspects Tommaso was the one that communicated to the Croat that they were coming. Says he's a liar. Maggie says he only cares about himself, and then Tommaso says he says that taking back the city was a fantasy. Our home is gone, Amaya. What he did, it was for her. So Tommaso did communicate with the Croat that they were coming, but he didn't realize it was going to go down the way it did. And Negan and Marshall Armstrong, Pearlie, whatever you want to call them, find, I believe it was a dead raccoon on their way through this building. And then they find a walker that's dead with a blade or axe, something like that, through its head. And it was postured like how the walker how Pearlie found his brother, like in a chair. So Negan they leave that room, and then Negan pushes a walker at Pearlie Armstrong and then takes off. And Negan sees an exit that's boarded up that says, "Do not open, dead outside." Almost the same sign that Rick saw in the pilot episode of The Walking Dead, Days Gone By. And he tries to pull the boards down, but is unable to. But Pearlie Armstrong catches up to him and uses his weapon to shoot at it, and then pull back to pull the board down. And then Negan says, "God damn it, believe it or not, I don't like leaving people to die, even huge assholes. Here's the deal. I'll help you, and no more of this dragging me back to New Babylon bullshit." And Pearlie says, "No." "No? You know me? 'Cause I guarantee you don't. So tell me why you are doing this." And then we go back, or we see that Maggie tells Amaya she can go back to the Brinks, I think she said, and Ginny knows the way. And then Maggie starts to feel the effects of the sewer and the all the air that's messed up down there, and has a flashback to Negan killing Glenn, and then Herschel being taken. And then Tommaso tells Maggie his story was real, but when he escaped, the Croat caught up to him and kind of made him a deal. He said he didn't mean for it all to go down the way it did. And walkers are able to bite. The walkers that are piled up in the sewer are able to bite Amaya and Tommaso. And Amaya's dead, and then Tommaso is bitten, and Maggie puts Tommaso down. So 2 good characters, in my opinion, are killed off this quickly. Like, this show, my problem with The Walking Dead is all these new characters that get introduced, unless they're a big character from the comic books, like Mercer, they end up dying right away. So that kind of pisses me off, because I actually liked Amaya, and Tommaso was pretty cool as well. And then the Croat is in a car and runs down a walker by the King Francis building, and he goes into this building. It's like a play is going on with somebody playing the piano, or like a theater kind of thing, I think. I'm not exactly sure. And then he goes to a door in the back, and a woman comes out, kind of a butch woman, and says, out of my way, bitch. And then when the Croat goes in this room, we see another woman, somebody that looks kind of like an actress, and the person is played by Lisa Emery. We don't know what the character's name is, but she was Darlene in Ozark, a crazy, batshit crazy old woman. And I'm probably guessing that she's going to be just as batshit crazy in The Walking Dead, Dead City. So Darlene from Ozark is now on The Walking Dead. And the Croat tells her his plan was a success. He says the threat has been neutralized, and Negan is on the island. And this woman character, played by Lisa Emery, says the ending is all that matters. It was a longer thing than that. And he gives her the Marshal's badge. So it was their plan to have not only Negan, but Marshall's come, but he's the only one. And says they have to be ready. And she says he fucked up so royally. He promises her that there's no way Negan will be getting off this island. And then my thoughts here are, where is Herschel during all this? Like, we haven't seen Herschel now for a few episodes, so hopefully he's okay, although they do show him in the promo, so I'm guessing he's back in the next episode, unless it's a flashback. I don't know. Is Herschel dead? I think there's a possibility. I wish they would do something crazy like that, as long as they don't kill off Negan or Maggie. But we see Maggie talking to Ginny about how a very bad man took all their food and will continue taking it until they starve to death, and that Negan's the key to getting it all back. You understand? To Ginny. And then we see Negan and Pearlie Armstrong go into a bus, and Negan grabs the first aid kit that's in there, and Pearlie's like, how'd you know? He's like, gym teacher. And he tends to Pearlie's wounds. He asks why Negan's doing this, and he says that if someone or something happens to Pearlie Armstrong, that the next guy on his ass will be way worse. So, get some rest. And then Pearlie tells Negan about his brother. He says that his brother got high one night and attacked their parents. And he's essentially finally opening up to Negan. So hopefully those two will be on the same page by the end of the finale, which I don't think they've confirmed if it's going to have a second season yet. But I mean, all signs and everything I've heard to points to that being the case. And then back to Maggie and Ginny walking through the sewers. Maggie tells Ginny to go and gives her her stuff. And then Maggie is attacked by this mutated walker with different walkers attached to it. I don't know if it was a hallucination that Maggie was seeing or if it was just one walker, but I think it was multiple ones that were kind of gooed together. And but she's able to kill it rather easily. I mean, it pins her down, but she's able to take care of this bionic walker, or walker that she thinks is bionic. Kind of anticlimactic, in my opinion. I thought it would be a bigger threat than that, like a boss walker or something like that. But no, Winslow and the Well Walker are still more crazier than that walker. So Maggie goes after Ginny and crawls in this space, or climbs up in this space, and then there's Liar in blood on the wall, freshly done. And then we have a Ginny flashback where she's at the Brinks or Hilltop 2 or whatever you want to call it, and she climbs up and sees all the grain that they have. So Maggie's lying about the Croat taking all their food. So something's up here, and I know that they said there's kind of a twist in this show. I wonder if that's already the twist, or there's more to it than that. But we see that in a flashback that the Croat gives Maggie the Negan wanted sign, and then Ginny has a flare and shoots it up into the air. Negan sees this, and Maggie sees this, it ends the episode. So while this was a good episode, I'm really upset that they killed Tommaso and Amaya. I really wanted them to survive, because all these characters that get introduced end up dying, or these B characters, where of course Pearlie Armstrong probably is going to survive, but I wish Tomasa and Amaya would have survived. So I'm going to score the episode a 9 out of 10. I liked it, but I'm just a little annoyed with these characters that I start to get attached to end up dying. Like, kill off some major characters, although if they kill off Negan, I'll probably be very, very upset. So, and then my character of the episode, just because of what she did in the sewers, I'm going to give it to Maggie. Although Negan had some good moments in this episode as well. So you've heard everything that I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of The Walking Dead and want to support me and help me out with the YouTube algorithm and come back to the channel for all my upcoming Walking Dead content when the new shows come out, make sure that you Hulk smash the like button. It really does help out. Share the video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Let me know what you think in the comments section. What would you score this episode, and any other thoughts that you want to give? And then remember, I'll put different videos here, here, and here, so make sure you click on those if you want to hear my thoughts on The Walking Dead, like my review of the final episode of The Walking Dead, Rest in Peace, my favorite characters, my favorite episodes, and then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special, and JDev will return.